A new features hitting Raid Shadow Legends in less than a day. You guys, by tomorrow this time, the Grim Forest will already be out and we'll be able to explore what it means. There's new gear being introduced, new relics, and we gotta talk about the gear because there is a new buff being introduced with it, and it predisposes for some brokenness, you guys. So let's start with what we know about the Dark Forest. Don't forget to use my promo code to get yourself 3 legendaries, Stalin to Hanrock and Xenomorph, as well as the 4 epics, Venomage, Lightsworn, the Gore, and Ugo as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with the brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go into your inbox and claim your first legendary. Use the promo code Desert Queen to get to Hanrock and play for 7 days to get Xenomorph. And that is all you have to do to get yourself the free legendary Stalin to Hanrock and Xenomorph, as well as the epics Venomage, Lightsworn, the Gore, and Ugo as you level up. So don't miss out and click on my link right now. Event coming live in 22 hours. You can see the timer here. If you don't know how to find this page and see it for yourself, if you have Plarium Play, you can go to this link here, discover the map. It was posted 2 days ago. And here you see a little pageroo infographic that shows a tiny fraction of what we can expect. So there are, I'm seeing that this is probably gonna be Curse City-esque, Doom Tower-esque in terms of mapping, with different challenges on each point of the map, each checkpoint. Now we have a green type walkie-walkies. This is, we'll call it the alternative route. And we have a standard map, standard checkpoint. Alternative checkpoint says sometimes you can move through them undeterred. Sometimes there's an ambush, and sometimes you can find treasure chest or grim charms. And then on the regular standard one, it says these stages contain various enemies from waves of lower tier champions to mythical bosses. Alright, that's juice. That is, I'm sure, gonna be challenging to face, considering that we have mythicals like Karasa, Nice, Zigfront, Galathier. It's gonna be challenging, for sure. But what do we see here? We see a little walkaroo here. So this is an alternative path. I think alternative checkpoint. An empty battlefield could be just that, or could it be a trap? Step foot into the shadows and find out. So that, to me, it tells me that there will be certain floors where it will be very standard, maybe just a bunch of epics and rares to fight. The possibility of having a trap, however, it could be many things. The trap could be placing of a debuff that is irresistible, or like it could be a hidden champion, because lurking in the shadows, you could move past them, maybe at some point. Maybe this means that there would be maybe some hidden champions that you have to take into account. But however, while we don't see a reward here, we see standard rewards here, like energy and XP brew. And it does say a little something here. There's text. Enhanced enemies, whether by cursed blessings or evil gear, await in the shadows of the Grim Forest, ready to pounce on those who enter unprepared. Be on your guard, warriors. This to me tells me that the enemies that you're facing here will be equipped with the new gear or the new relics, and or both. For sure, these cursed blessings imply that it's not your average faction wars Curse City thing where you're facing unbuilt champions. There will be some effects that apply to these enemies. Here on M9, it says, though few have survived long enough to tell the tale of the Grim Forest, plenty have been driven mad by its raw power. Can you set them free from this mortal coil? Set them free? So we have a hostage situation here. What could that mean? It's only but a matter of time for us to find out. You can also read a little bit here about the old camp, which I suppose is just gonna be the starting point of this map. We have a lot of space to move, and if we zoom out fully, it's probably gonna be this entire map, you guys. So we're looking at some big what? Finish your sentence. Potential. Big potential for a lot of interesting fights. The old camp, what does it say? Apparently, abandoned for centuries, with paths going off in all directions, the fire at the heart of this camp still burns brightly. Its flames contort and twist, forming expressions of agony, cruel delight, and abject terror. Perhaps the camp setters never left after all. That, to me, Sounds like undeads. We're gonna be dealing with some undead hordes, probably. This is very Game of Thrones-like. Very Game of Thrones-esque. Whenever the event is live, you'll be able to join it through Plarium Play. That means that it's probably desktop only. Won't be able to do it through mobile. I hope not. I hope they also make it a mobile thing. Now, Mercurial set and accessories. New gear drops, and from the sounds of it, it's gonna be pretty OP. It's a variable set. You get a 9 piece bonus, 15% HP, 40% resistance, 32% speed, and up to 3 total guard stacks. Guard is this new buff that is being introduced into the game, and this is what we have about it. This is the official information. Oh, the total guard buff is the whole name of the buff. Okay. Will block any single instance of damage and all status effects a champion receives from an enemy's skill. A champion can receive multiple stacks of the total guard buff. Each total guard stack will block a single instance of damage from an enemy champion's skill. Wow. So block damage. It will also block any associated effects such as debuffs, including guaranteed and unresistible debuffs, destroy max HP effects, equalize HP effects, swap HP effects, debuff spread effect. Wow! Decrease or equalize, turn meter effects, instant activation of poison or HP, burn debuffs, and polymorph debuffs. As long as a champion has at least 1 total guard stack, they will be immune to all negative effects except increased cooldown, and even from skills that do not inflict damage. Fair enough. So Yumiko is still unbeatable. In this case, Yumiko is still S tier after introducing the total guard buff. This is a semi-permanent block damage with a irresistible block debuffs. What's the opposite of nullify? This is the opposite of nullify. Total guard. And it only makes sense that after introducing nullify, they will have to introduce its positive counterpart, total guard. Yo, yo, yo. Do you realize what this means? The only way you're able to be crowd controlled with a total guard buff stack on top is through increasing the cooldown of these skills. Now let's read what it says underneath. A champion will lose a stack of total guard whenever they would take damage from another champion's skill. This includes damage taken via ally protection buffs, reflect damage buffs, as well as passive skills that share or reflect damage. So keep that in mind. You will have to remove these buffs if you want to negate damage from a nuker. You just want to, like, say you place this total guard stack on someone who has a taunt for the purpose of tanking a very strong nuke at the right time. In this case, you have to very deliberately strip your enemies off of their buff so that they don't accidentally reflect damage off of you and they remove your last stack and they the whole thing. A champion will not lose a stack of total guard when they take damage from masteries, blessings, or relics. So, okay, brimstone is safe. That's good to know. Brimstone is safe. And blessings and relics, that's good. If a champion is under total guard and block damage, both of them, when they receive damage from an enemy champion's skill, they will lose a stack of total guard. Oh, so the block damage does not get activated? Oh, that sucks. That means that you lose the block damage, so you can't place them both at the same time. You need to have one or the other. They will lose a stack of total guard if a champion takes damage that is reduced to 0 by another champion's passive skill. So in case you have a Death Knight, let's say, they still lose the total guard stack. Wow. Yeah, I had to think about this one. That is reduced to 0. So, like, either fully negating it, like, who was this epic champion? Sepulture Sentinel, I think, was the one who had a chance of fully negating a damage, decreasing it to 0. Does that work with Death Knight, you guys would think? If Death Knight tanks a blow, a single target hit, like he has this passive that allows him to redirect the hit and just take in the damage, does that mean that we lose a stack? It should mean so. In this case, it's not broken, but it's very damn close to being broken. All bosses ignore total guard, and that makes it realistic in my book. Amazing artifact set, nevertheless. This makes it so worth farming for Mercurial when Grim Forest becomes live. And what I'm thinking is it's probably going to be a limited time thing. It's not going to be active for very long. Probably for the duration of the Christmas event until the end of the month. I think would be reasonable, or maybe like 6-7 weeks if they do want to extend it for a little bit after, just so that we don't like scramble for energy and resources to complete fusions and farm for Mercurial, as they usually, you know, leave a little bit of a window open for the event dungeon live after a fusion ends. That's kind of what I think that it would do with the Grim Forest as well. So we will have time to raid for Mercurial if we're going for the Christmas event. Now, there are also new relics being introduced with the Grim Forest group, entirely separate thing. You will be able to get relic materials for that through farming the Grim Forest and certain stages. Now, let's read what we have. We have a couple of rares, a couple of epic relics. Now, first, we have Hoarder's Cauldron. Wearer has a 20% chance to ignore 10% of the target's resistance when applying debuffs. That jumps him to how much? God damn! 50% chance to ignore 10% target's resistance when applying debuffs. Nice enough for a rare, right? Steel-Eyed Cutter. Wearer has a 50% chance to ignore 5% of an enemy's defense when attacking. Just 5% though? That's why it's a rare. 5% is still good. It's still good for nukers. I still believe maybe that the Malefic Talon is better. I don't know. I'll have to test out a Steel-Eyed Cutter to tell you guys what I think. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Epics. We have 2 of each type. So 2 rares, 2 epics, 2 legendaries, and 2 mythical. New relics. Compass of Anaxia. Whenever the wearer is under a crowd control debuff, all turn meter fill effects increase the wearer's turn meter by an additional... What? 100% when you fully book it. When you fully level it up. And I mean, nobody takes a relic all the way up to level 6. That is impossible. So unworth it, even for anything below a legendary relic, in my opinion. Even though this additional 100% is crazy. Crazy work. Compass of Anaxia is really good. Unironically. Revolting Seedling. Revolting? Yeah, it does look very cursed, this berry. Whenever the wearer receives damage, has a 20% chance of healing themselves by 20% of damage received. How much does that 20% chance budge up to? 50% chance. Am I tripping? No, it's 50% chance to heal themselves. So 50-50 is good. 50-50 is good, but again, until level 6! It just takes so long. This one tanks. This one on defense tanks. Soulmar Crystal! Oh, that's a cool looking crystal, dude. Once per round, wearer has a 100% chance when you level it up fully chance of activating an instant turn effect when 1 or more allies are killed. Does it matter if they have an instant turn in their... That doesn't matter. It adds an instant turn effect. Oh my god. This is good soup. Even at 50, even at 50%, even by itself, 50-50 instant turn effect is insane. When 1 or more allies are killed, this on nice. This Soulmar Crystal on my nice. I would 100% swap my Wand of Submission for a Soulmar Crystal. Yes. This on any of your revivers, honestly. Godseeker Neri, Rector Draft. Even though I would put it on a better reviver, a legendary reviver. No matter. Arbiter even could benefit from a Soulmar Crystal. Guys, if it wasn't so hard to get these legendary relic materials, I have to fuse mythical relic materials to get me legendary relics. Make it make sense. Spore Burst Rod, which I read like SpongeBob Rod. Whenever the wearer places a poison or a bomb, has a 10% chance of placing a second debuff for 2 turns. Only counts debuffs placed by active skills. So you have to have it on your skill book to place it. That is an extra 25% chance. Makes it 35 in total, but even as 10% is still viable. I would take it up to level 4. I would try to. Something like this. And this is very, very good on poisoners. It's so cool that it resembles my Celiac Ornn staff. If my Celiac Ornn had a relic made for him, this would be it. This on your poisoners and your bombers. And it's kind of intuitive based off, you know, the description of the relic is super good. Super good. This on your xenomorphs, honestly, you guys. Mythical relics! Exciting! Lens of Intangibility. Wearer ignores 10% of the target's defense at the start of a round, places a perfect veil on the wearer for 2 turns, while under a veil or perfect veil, ignores an additional 5% of defense. Are we talking... Wow, okay, so we're ignoring by a whole 15. That makes it 25% chance. Yeah, 25% of the target's defense being ignored. Damn, that's a big one. That's a big one. With the veil on top, Amazing for Hydra nukers. Super sick. And Coronet of Gloom. When all the wearer's allies are dead, places a block damage on the wearer for a turn, with a 10% chance of placing this buff when a single ally dies. Ooh, so this effect chance, it triggering when only one ally dies, jumps up by a whole 25% chance, 35% chance in total. That's very good. Again, on champions like Nice, champions that can revive all dead allies, champions that deal damage when all allies die or get attacked, etc. This on my Leonardo, on my Nice. This is like an extension of Nice's skill book, guys. Very cool new relics, very cool new gear. Very excited about this update, you guys. Stay tuned. It's dropping very shortly. If you guys want to find out more about the Grim Forest, a lore video just dropped. You can find it in the news page inside Raid, and I will catch you guys on the other side, immediately bringing you a test run when the thing comes live. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys again in the next one tomorrow. Bye!